Hey, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Let's remember my mission. My mission is to improve your trading skills. How am I going to do that today? I've got an extremely important lesson that I'm going to kick off in about 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about how to properly gauge a trade, enter into a trade, plan your exit strategy, and I'm going to use an example that I traded yesterday. But first, let's just talk about what's going on in the market and what can affect today's market and where we're trading. So first, let's look at my graph, my chart. What did we have yesterday? We're down at this end. Same thing you guys have been seeing. Very inside day, very tight range. I mentioned we're in a boring market. We're trading a very tight range on the SPY. So here we go. Yesterday, back-to-back inside days on the SPY are a rare occurrence. We saw the second one yesterday. It's only happened 26 times since the year 2000. So in 23 years, we've only had back-to-back inside days on the SPY a total of 26 times. 23 years, 26 times. Shit, it's a rare occurrence. So not a surprise that last Monday, Tuesday, this Tuesday, volume on the SPY was so freaking low. Again, I've got a very important lesson. 5 minutes in, we're going to talk about that. Entered into a Macy's call yesterday right before the close. That's one of my trades. SPY ranges yesterday, 412.82 on the top, 410.25 on the bottom. So you're talking about 2.5 point range on low volume for the second straight day. Biden's returning from G7 to focus on the debt ceiling talks. We already knew that. Low on the day SPY. No, that's not that important. Starbucks, just want to show you guys. Again, we're going to talk about my trading very shortly, but I showed you a few days ago, Starbucks was pulling the low of 105.03, has demand, but has a pullback. So I'm going to bring up Starbucks as well. I'm actually right on that trade, but I'm going to explain the strategy behind that trade. I've got the SPY up. What else did we talk about? Let's just see. Talked about some coin options. So I'm going to bring up coin trade as well. Again, I'm going to talk about how I plan for each of these trades. So let's just get into the lesson. We're close enough. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up Discord to talk about the SPY trade that I entered. So first, and I'll slow it down for everybody, okay? So previous to the SPY trade, okay, I was following coin, and I looked at some coin options at $2.46. Why? Because I know coin likes to tank. It likes to follow Bitcoin. It likes to recover strong as long as the markets are strong. So when I see them buying Microsoft, Amazon, Google, I say technology will still continue to bounce higher. I know that's where the hedge funds are. So I say to myself, okay, crypto, although crypto might give back a little, and I originally called 24,000 on the downturn, I was like, okay, on a day-to-day basis, it's not going to drop out of the sky. So I want to follow these options yesterday. So I'm just giving you my strategy. FCX, again, steel, copper, gold's been really beaten up. This was an extreme lotto play. Lotto plays. What do? I spend $140 or $100 to $200. Again, Palantir, lottery play. I'm going to explain all of these trades, but I'm just going into them. Coin, as it's dropping, I'm like, okay, I'm getting interested. Okay, so here we go. Here's my SPY. Okay, I just bought a second coin. My average was $1.90. That's where they closed it yesterday, $1.80. We'll talk about it. So SPY, I'm looking at the 411 calls for yesterday. There were 0 days till expiration. Now, here's the thing. You don't jump into a trade when the market opens. You let the market settle. You come up with a full strategy. So my full strategy was going into that trade. I believe the SPY is going to find support at 411. Now, do I want to get into that trade when the SPY is trading at 411.20? No, because it could still drop further. I want to make sure that I'm calling the bottom. How do I do that? And I'll show you how I do that using the 1 minute chart, using volume on the SPY, then confirming on the 3 minutes. So I'll explain that very, very shortly. Just stick with me. So let's go back to the alert. So back to the alert. I'm like, okay, I got in. I paid 80 cents. The SPY was hovering right around 411. It might have fell a few cents short, a few cents over. I decided 80 cents was good. Now, when I bought my $80 per contract SPY, and I'm only talking about 10 or 12 contracts. I think yesterday I bought 12. I purchased the 411 calls. I bought 80 cents each or $80 each. I know the problem with the SPY is it has problems crossing over 412. All right. So I already know where there's going to be resistance, 412. So I say to myself, but I saw some hesitation right before at $411.82. So I will plan my exit between those two numbers, but using that $411.82 because, all right, and let's get over it, which is $120. It'll get me about 50% on the SPY. So that was my complete trade, saying to myself, Okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to enter at $80. You're going to look for the SPY to spike close to 412, but definitely 411.82, and that'll be your selling point. You're going to look for $120 a contract, which would be a 50% gain. So understand, I've got entry, I've got strategy, I've got my reasoning. What's my reasoning? If I zoom out, although I'm a bear in the market's buying every dip. So what are we going to do now? Let's pull up the SPY chart, and we'll see how I did on that trade and how it made sense and why I didn't enter another SPY trade. All right, so let's pull up. Let me just pull it up real quick, share it to the screen. Okay, here we go. So we got the SPY up. Let me go there. You can use Trading View, okay? I've got the 1 minute chart up. So what I'm doing is, here's how we ended the day in case anybody wanted to look. So the fact that we're trading at 411.50 right now, we're still trading that same zone. Yes, we sold off on some decent volume, but they bought it back. I'll talk about what could happen later, but let's finish up with this trade. Okay, so we're in the morning. The market starts off. It's a down day. I'm just watching here. The market's going down. Heavy selling. Where do we go? 411.18. So, okay, we bounced off that. And I made a comment in Trader Chat on our Discord, and I said, yeah, I'm looking to get into SPY calls. And somebody said, well, did it just bounce? Should we have been in SPY calls? And I said, no, I need to see volume and support. After two large outflow lines selling, the SPY dumped. I'm not looking because there's not going to be a complete turnaround. Every time psychologically, it's going to struggle. It's going to try and reverse its course. Then it's going to sell off again. Then it'll finally reverse its course. It might do it once, twice, three times. So you know that from trading. It's not just a straight V. It always struggles down here or struggles at the top. When you're looking to sell at the top, you always have time to get out. So I say to myself, okay, I saw down on this candle to around 411.16. I know that I still might be too soon. So let me see. So we saw that candle right here, 411.20. And again, I'm thinking SPY calls once I see confirmation. Okay. But somebody in Trader Chat said, would have been great to get in here. You get in here, you ride it up to 411.55, which is my key number. And I'm like, no, because you're paying too much here and the market could turn on you. And all of a sudden, now you're red. So again, that is why you have to have patience and wait, especially when you're playing 0 days till expiration on SPY. You hear so many people on Twitter like, hey, man, I'm going in these 8 cents, 12 cents. They don't tell you about their losing trades. They're only telling you about their winning trades. I'll talk about all my trades because I want you guys to understand how I process a trade. That's what this whole lesson is about this morning. Okay, so 411, I finally get in right around here. It went even lower, went to like 410, like 96 or something like that. Got in, paid $80. Now, my strategy on the way out, I already mentioned that I thought 411.82 to 412 was going to be my exit strategy. So we go up. Okay, it comes back down. If you missed entry, it dropped all the way down to 411.10. So anybody that didn't get in with me here, I made a comment. They could follow me in here. Then we get good spikes. We're back up to 411.55. And I'm like, okay, that could be a problem area. But again, part of my strategy was to hold until we reached 411.82 all the way up to 412. And that was my selling strategy. I was going to get $120 a contract and 50% profit. Okay. So we go down. I'm still holding. Now we're rising up. We hit 72, 74. We might have hit 80, but we didn't get to my exit strategy. It was paying $1.15 to $1.16, $1.17. I'm like, maybe I should sell. I wanted a $1.20 contract. Maybe I should sell. And I said, you know what? I told everybody I'm looking for $1.20. That's what I'm looking for. That is my strategy. I'm going to hold to it. So it finally goes to 82. There we go. I get out. It actually spiked a little higher, whether it was here or on the next spike. And these went to $1.40 each. Now, again, I got out at $1.20, 50%. Do I care about the extra $20? Sure, I do. But I wasn't greedy. It wasn't part of my strategy. My strategy was exiting out 411.82. So that's exactly what I did. Then somebody else said to me, would you get back into that position? And I said, yes. Where would I get back into this position? At 411. Anything over 411 is too soon. So what if you got in right here, 411.50, and you're like, it's going to bounce higher. And then it bounced higher. You're like, oh, screw it. Fuck it. I missed it. I'm too late. I screwed up that trade. I should have been in. And some of you will chase and get in here. And you'll chase. You're in. You're up 5, 10%. And then all of a sudden you're red. So again, I said, I'm looking for 411. If I get back in the trade, I took my daughter to the doctor. We're looking for right about here. What happens? We didn't even make it down to 411. I thought we might. I think we saw 411 like 28 or something to that extent right around here. And then we bounced up and we were strong. And then you had that end of the day sell off with 15 minutes left. So there was no second trade for me as far as that goes. All right. So that was my SPY trade. And that's how I plan on the SPY. So somebody else say to me that's watching right now, what's your plan today on the SPY, Matt? What are you going to do today? Is it puts? Is it calls? At what price point? So here's what I'll tell you. I don't know yet. When I looked yesterday and I shared the screen yesterday, and we'll do that one more time, right? Let me just find out where that is. Where's that chart? There it is. Okay. As we're selling off yesterday morning, I don't know. It could have kept dropping. If it kept dropping to 410, then 410 would have been entry. I looked for the first reversal. Then I look at the last candle and I see the bottom side. And I say, okay, maybe that's the bottom. It should be closed. We'll probably retest it. That's my entry point. Anything up here is a waste of time. You're paying too damn much money and you're putting yourself at risk. So you have to look for the reversal. So if somebody says to me, what are you looking for today? Okay, that's a good question. So what am I going to do? If I'm looking for what I'm potentially going to enter into a SPY trade today, and we'll talk about my other trades and planning, what am I going to do? I'm going to go over to Discord. That's number one. Then I'm going to make sure I add it to the stream. That would be important. Boom. Okay. So next, I'm going to go over to Discord. Then I'm not going to go to my channels. I'm going to go up to the Flow and Algos room because I want to check out the dark pool levels. First, I like to see what everybody else is checking out. Amazon, GEX levels, AMD Flow, SPY. Okay, so somebody looked at SPY levels for me, so I'll make sure that's up on the screen with everybody can see it. Great. We're looking at the largest levels. They haven't really changed in a few days. Why haven't they changed in a few days or even a week? Because we're still trading the same range. We haven't moved at all. So when you look, you're like 412.72, largest level, 411.37. Next largest level. Under that, it's pretty much a ghost zone. So bear case scenario, and this is an thought process on the whole market. We have a bad day off some bad news. Debt ceiling news, Fed news, new war in China between China and Taiwan. I mean, who knows what the news could be? War with Russia, something else with China, North Korea. Who knows what the news could be? Understand there's a ghost level under that zone. So if we do have a drop, you could see a massive drop. So be prepared for that. The same is true if we have a spike. What we're seeing in the markets when we're trading the same freaking range every day is consolidation. The people that want to sell are selling. The people that want to buy are buying. The stocks are consolidating. They're finding a new base. And what do you do when you find a new base? You generally springboard. All right, so let's go back to Discord. All right, so there's no real dark pool at 414, 14, 415, 52. We haven't been up that high, right? But it tells me if we break this level going higher, if we break this 413 and understand where the top's been on the SPY the past 2.5 weeks, okay? Top Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 weeks ago, 415, just under. Then we saw 413.50, 413, 412, 412.50, 412, 412. So we're in the same range. So people that are looking for an upside breakout, you're really looking at all those key levels. You're looking at 412 to 412.50. If we get there 413, I would only be extremely bullish if we broke that 414, 14 dark pool level, because the next level is 415. And if we're pushing that high, we're going to push higher. Now, the Qs are still pushing higher. Understand it is the Dow that seems to be struggling. Okay, so let's talk about, again, what else I would do. Go back to Discord, right? Let's just talk about a couple other trades and why I entered them. And we can talk about what they're doing. Because this is all strategy. And today I just really want to talk about strategy today. So, CCJ. Okay. Palantir. All right. Let's talk about Palantir right here. The $9.50 calls, 21 cents. I bought 5 contracts. Let me just see where that option played out to. I think at 18 cents, maybe it closed at. Palantir, 18 cents. Okay. So as soon as I bought here for $21 a contract, I said to myself, I didn't underbid. Underbidding myself by 10% would have been $19, $18, something to that extent. So I paid too much with my initial 5. And I made that comment. I said 2 minutes later, could have gotten it for 19. And then when it went to 17 cents and Palantir was down to $9.39, $9.40, I bought 5 more at 17 cents. I'm not holding 10 at 19. Okay, I'm not over leveraging my account. 10 contracts, $19 each, $190. Okay, so understand money management. Okay, next, I said to myself later in the day, Palantir, that option, I think it went down to like $13 or $14 after I bought it. Then it spiked up to $23. I'm going to talk about my reasoning behind the trade. $23. So again, my entry was too soon. I'm in at $19. It spiked to 23. I'm up 40%. But imagine if you got in and followed my trade at 14 or 15, let's even say. Say you got in at 15, a nice flat number, it goes up to 23. You're making $8 a trade. You're making about 56%. You secure profit, you get out. Why didn't I secure profit? Because my entry sucked. All right, so we're talking about my Palantir trade. Now, why did I get involved with Palantir? Because they pumped it the other day north of $10.15. Now, I knew there'd be some contraction there. So I'm going to show you the Palantir chart. I'll show you on my phone so I don't have to change the screen. Let me just find it on Webull real quick. Okay, here we go. Palantir. Boom. Let's look at the 1 month chart. Okay, so 1 month chart, Palantir. Let me just bring this up and show you what I'm looking at. All right. So it pumped on earnings. It pumped on good volume. So what do I like to see on days like this? Well, it's going to pump for 1, 2, 3 straight days. You could see the same with Upstart. You saw the same with a couple other stocks that I mentioned recently. Then we see 2 days of outflow. What do you see about outflow? You see that the volume is less. The volume is like half, if not a third of what it was when it was pumping. And then you see 2 more days of inflow, okay? But the price is consolidating. So I said to myself, the price is consolidating. If the market dumps, Palantir will dump. If the market stays and we range trade from 410 where we closed at to 413 today, 413.50 at some point today, if we're at $413.50, then I told myself, well, Palantir could be bought up and it could press maybe $9.80, $9.91. It could press about 40 cents higher than where it is now. So the fact that I'm in at these options at an average price of 19 cents, I can get probably close to 50 cents per contract. I'm doubling my money. I'm making over 100%. That is my Palantir trade. If I'm wrong because the market tanks and we close at 408 and then 406 and 404 the next 3 days, then that's a dead cause. I was in the wrong option. I'll obviously sell and take my loss. But that's my strategy. Then we talk about, let's see what other trade I made. Newmont Mining. No, not Newmont Mining. FCX, right? Let's just go back there. I was early on FCX too. It was a lot of trade. A lot of trade should be bought at 2 p.m., something like that. FCX, $37 calls, 14 of them, 10 cents, $140. You see the same freaking amount, $140. Now, they're $37 calls. So if you look at FCX, my assumption of FCX, say steel turns around, gold bounces higher, silver recovers. I mean, there are a ton of commodities that have just been shit on the past week. So I'm calling the turnaround on that, and I'm saying, okay, lottery. It's a lottery turnaround because I'm against the grain. They're selling off. I'm calling the reversal, and I'm calling a quick reversal. So I say to myself, if FCX reverses, and it was at $36, then it went to $35 yesterday and change. If it reverses, I can look for 9%. If it goes 9%, you're talking about FCX will be $38 by Friday. Again, I'm looking for a 9% move. That's why it's called a lotto. We don't see stocks move 9, 10%. But if FCX goes from $35 up to $38, my lottery options will be worth $1 each. Now, it doesn't have to go that high because, again, I'm in at 10 cents. $1 to $10 to $100, that's what a 10x return. I don't need to be 10x on my lottery play. I just need to be correct on that play. So again, my strategy was gold has reversal. We'll see some pressure on the US dollar. Crypto will bounce back higher. Oh, crypto will bounce back higher. Same strategy. Now we're talking about my coin options. Okay. So different indice. Okay. Same strategy. So I was looking at coin at 246. Now, what do I say to myself? Whenever I look at an option, don't buy it, add it to your watch list. And I was looking to be down 40% on this option. So at 246, I say, 20% is about 46 cents, maybe $2.06. So I had a bit of FOMO. I bought my first one at $2.12. I bought my second one at $1.68. Okay. So the first one, $2.15. The second one, about 50 cents lighter, about 20% off. So it goes on my watch list. When it's down 20%, I say, okay, I'm going to enter with one contract. Then when my one contract is down 20%, I enter with a second contract. And I think I even made reference that I wanted to buy a third contract, but I did not. Let's see. Asking, that was that. Here's where I sold my SPY. Again, it was 116. I'm like, oh, should I just sell and give up that $4? And I'm like, no, stay the course. Then they went to 134, even 140. Where's the coin? Okay, so coin went back to $1.70 each, and it closed yesterday at 188. And I said, I'm thinking about adding a third option because I purchased my second option at $1.68, knowing that $1.68 was good entry on this. So again, my coin strategy was, okay, gold or silver, coins will rebound. The U.S. debt ceiling will worry people. Material plays, gold, silver, mining plays, and then also crypto, although it should be sold off following the NASDAQ because debt ceiling worries are following the market, that it should likely bounce because it's support, and it's support where the dollar might not be worth as much. So the dollar is going to go down, crypto will go up, gold will go up. That's one of my strategies for this week, probably next week as well. So I said, okay, maybe buy a second one. Now, what happened after? And $1.70, this one went as high as, again, if you want to secure profit, you can. My trade on the coin trade was that I'm going to hold a little longer. Here we go. Closed at $1.88. Coin this morning is probably down a little, down 0.36%. It's okay because coin moves. If you look at what coin did yesterday, actually it didn't. Oh, no, that was the day before. I went from 58 to 57.50, moved about $1.30, about 3%. I've seen it move 6, 7, 8%. So even if it starts down 1%, it could pop up 5%, something like that, down 2%. So again, I'll definitely be able to get out of this with profit. I'm going to hold. Then I got into the last trade. Starbucks, 105 calls. Why? Because I showed you the bottom before. Now that's the doctor's office. Right here, I'm looking at Starbucks going out the weekly chart. So the weekly chart, I know it's at like 107, 106. It dropped down to 104, like 94 right here. I tagged a little over. But I know 105 is kind of support. So when I see 105.40 and I paid attention to 105.50, I saw support. Now, was I early? Yes, because I bought those contracts at, I think I paid $1.32. My second one I bought at $1.25. It went down to $1.04. I think it closed at $1.03. Starbucks, yeah, closed at $1.03. It closed at the low of the day. The low of the day was $1. So again, I'm in at $1.32, $1.25. Okay, I'm obviously down, $57, something like that, in for two contracts. Not crushing my account either way. Remember, I make larger trades when I'm sure. If somebody told me or I saw Starbucks is going to the moon and I know it for a fact, I'll jump in with 40, 50 contracts. But no, I mean, there's no reason to right now. I'm not using that money. And when you overtrade or you put too much pressure on yourself to make money, you're going to have a hard time. So again, I'm happy with my Starbucks. If I look at the close yesterday, $1. The high on the trade was $1.90. If I'm in at $1.28, I'm going to look for 50% profit, $1.28, 64 cents, $1.92. I'm going to look for yesterday's high in the next day, 2 days, 3 days. So I'm looking for 50% on that trade. Then what happened? I saw some trades on Macy's calls. I saw them come across the wire late in the day. And I said, I don't know who's buying them, but big money happens to be buying Macy's. What am I going to do? I'm going to follow them with two trades. I paid up. The stock was $14.74. I paid $86 for the $14 calls. All right. I'm not sure where Macy's is this morning, and I don't pay too much attention to pre-market, but I thought Macy's would bounce today. It's up 1% pre-market, so $14.91. So if I paid 86, they're going to be worth at least 91 plus 3 days of time. If I were to exit out, which I might do on market open, I might look for something like, 30%. 30% would be 8.5 cents times 3, which would be 25.5 cents, would put me at right about $1.10, $1.11. If I want to nibble 3%, I'm going to say, okay, $1.10, I'll add 4 cents. My exit strategy on Macy's is going to be $1.14 on the options that I paid 86 cents. So I'm looking to make $28 a contract, which is a little over 30%. So again, I put all this together, but now hopefully my talking about my trades for everybody, we hear Romeo like, hey, I'm going into this, I'm paying 36 cents, up 10%, up 20%, up 30%, stop loss in place. So that's how some people trade. Me, I'm more of a planner. I'd like you all to be more of a planner. Now, I challenged everybody yesterday that watched to have a green day yesterday. So to trade safe, not to overtrade, okay? Now, how many of you had that green day yesterday? Let me know. Comment on the side. What's up, Ellie? I see you. How you doing? Hit that like button, everybody. What's up, C Money? Have a view on Meta. Yes, I mentioned my view on Meta yesterday. And what did Meta do yesterday? It faded higher. Let's just see if we can get Meta on the screen, because what I told you guys yesterday is I wouldn't be going against big tech. Big money, institutions, hedge funds, institutional management, they're all in big tech. So what's big tech? Meta, Google, Amazon, Apple. Yeah, it could be a little Netflix. Netflix had a little pullback, but again, Netflix lost a million of their subscribers in quarter 1. So yeah, makes sense. But so thoughts on Meta yesterday. I said, okay, I saw pre-market 2 10,000 lot buys. So I said they're buying Meta, but let's see if I can pull up Meta. Let's see if we can present, share screen, and then I'll tell you my thoughts on it as well. So let's see if we can share that, and let me see if I can find Meta, META, add it. Oh, it's definitely there someplace, so we'll add it again. Okay, and we'll go down to Meta. All right, and we'll go back to like maybe a 15-minute chart or something like that. Now let's go back to 1 hour chart. Let's get a while in here. Okay, so what do we do? We spiked off earnings, right? We went all the way to 240, even 244 before it rejected. Of course, I tell you guys, when a stock spikes off earnings or off some other reason, it's got to consolidate. It's got to find its new base. It's not going to go up from $210 to 240 and then from 240 to 280. You go up to 240, 244. It's going to come down to, and where did it come down? I mentioned it yesterday morning. 232 was your low. Oh, I guess it actually dropped even lower than that. I guess it dropped lower. I thought it was 232, but maybe I'm just looking back over here. Again, 230. So we consolidated already. So isn't Meta going to drop since we consolidated? No, it's finding its base. So its base right here was 229. Then the base went up to 230. Then the base is 231. We're still at 231, 232 in here. So if I think Meta is going to drop, or if anybody is in puts, guess what? Meta's probably not going below 233, okay? Let's break it down to the 5-minute chart. Let's just go back. We can see yesterday what happened. If you're in Meta yesterday, after the first 5 minutes of buying, you see them buying. It's still not going very far. Now there's the second 5 minute of buying, heavy volume. This volume right here covers the entire day. So anything you see Meta doing here, who really cares? You're looking at this volume here. You're looking at this volume here. So Meta pushing up to about where we were right here before they started buying. It's about 237.64, 237.70. So where are we this morning? 238.45. So if I'm going to see Meta pulling back, sure, it could pull back $1. It might, if the market struggles today, it could pull back $2. But understand, they want to own Meta for the long term. Meta, inflow, pushed up. Let's go back to the 1 hour, see where we are here, okay? Selling off the spike, 242, 244. Previously, we saw resistance. Little buying, more selling, low volume finally increased. So again, where am I looking at bottom side? 232. That's why I said 232. If Meta is going to pull back, it's going to have support right in this range at 233. So again, if you're short Meta, I wouldn't be short. Oh, fuck. Are you guys not even looking at me this with me? Carlos, man. I'm talking about this thing. You guys aren't even looking. All right, he can't even hear me. No one's looking. All right, I'm sorry, people, that I was just going on sharing all this about this and not even sharing it with you. So what I was sharing you over and over again are the bottom support lines where volume spikes right here. We're looking at downside 230 right here. Okay, 233. Volume spikes right here, which is support. 232, which I mentioned. Okay, outflow. We found the support line. Do I think Meta's going down? No. Where's Meta going up? If Meta decides to go up and the market is still strong technology, where's Meta going to go? Back to 242. So I would think there's more chance of Meta going to 242, 4 points up, rather than it going. But what are we doing in this boring market? We've been range trading the same freaking range. I can only bring it up so many times. I appreciate everybody watching with me. I'm sorry I didn't have the Meta chart on the screen. I thought I put it on the screen. Okay, good job, Ellie. You secured profit 2 out of the last 2 days. That's great. Don't overtrade. I was going to mention something about overtrading, but it's really about being a winner. It's really about having patient strategy. So I shared my strategy with my trading. Now, again, I'm a bear in this market. However, I see market demand. I see them buying big tech. I've seen it for days. Okay. I mentioned that options were being bought on China. Did I buy in China? No. Where's China overnight? Down 2%. So again, just because you hear shit on Twitter or hear people tweeting about things or talking about it on social media doesn't mean the stock's going up. You actually have to use the chart. Don't fight the chart. Momentum's your friend. Let's see what else we got. One more. Good morning, Matt. Can you please help with AMD dark pool levels? Okay, last one, and then we'll head over to Discord. But you could find dark pool levels on Discord. If you don't want to hear my voice, you could pay like $25, I think, to get all the flow options, which are, where is that? Let me just, let me make sure I add it to the stream this time. There we go. And perfect. And let's go back here and Discord. Okay, so here we go. Algos and analytics. If you don't want to hear my voice or hear Romeo or see Trader Chat or see Matt's channel, and you just want to use big money tools, algos and analytics, golden sweeps, options, trading flow, dark pool alerts, okay? Dark pool alerts, and it tells you the percentage of the float that was just traded. CTIC, 2% was just traded off market. Bullseye trades, these usually take a couple of days to take effect, but they're usually profitable. Scalp ideas, okay? Here are some scalp ideas on a reversal. It tells you why, bullish or bearish, what the entry is, what the, so it tells you everything. The stop loss, the potential profit. It's all there for you without even listening to me jabba, jabba, jabba. Okay, so here we go. What would I do? I would type in TR, DP levels, and we're looking at what? AMD. Now, AMD's been a monster. Anybody that wants to take AMD puts, although I think AMD and NVIDIA are overvalued, I would never jump in a put because they're on fire. You'd be fighting such a strong trend. They're just buying AMD, buying NVIDIA. So what do we see? Dark pool level 102.15. I know AMD is at like 101 and change already. So let's just check out what AMD is at. And if it's over that level, I can't help you. I can only go buy the variance. So 102.10 pre-market, closed at 101.48. You look at the AMD chart, it's a buy. So I would be looking at this level, 102.15, plus or minus 10 or 20 cents. So I might say if I was in AMD calls, I might be wary at 102.35. But again, if it busts this level, every level up is about $2.20, $2.22, $2.22. So if I go up $2.22, you're talking about 104.37. So again, if AMD was extremely bullish today, I'd say look for 104.37. I'd look at 102.15. If it gets sold off, I'd look for support right around 100, 99.93. Plus, we understand 100 is a psychologically number. All right. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate the insight. Great. If you guys like what I do, thumbs up, okay? Make a comment what you're doing. And please share the video. If you're on Twitter, look for the link. Just share it. Share it on social media. Facebook. I don't even do anything on Facebook. I'm just trying to get the word out. I'm here to share how I trade and help you trade while I'm doing it. Heading over to Discord. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great, safe,